Warrenton Sports Network is on the air once again tonight. If you tuned in to us earlier, then you saw and heard the Lady Indians defeat the Warrenton Lady Warriors. I've already forgotten what the score was. I know I wrote it down someplace. Oh well. Either way, the girls team won. So hopefully the boys can bring home a victory tonight. They are coming off a tough loss at home to Missouri Military Academy. That score was 60-59, where MMA got the basket with about a half a second remaining in the game. And that put them ahead 60-59. Elsberry is 1-1 on the season. Their first win coming against Winfield late last week. And then their loss Monday night against MMA. Warrenton is 0-0. They haven't played a game yet this year. So I have no idea how their team is. I guess we're going to find out here in about 5.5 minutes. So I'm going to go over the rosters for tonight's game. I don't have the starting lineups yet, but I'll go over all the players. Playing for Elsberry tonight, the visiting team is number 1, Cody Thornhill. He's a 5'7" junior. Number 2, Nathan Reed. He's a 6-foot senior. Number 4, Stephen Bodecker. He's a 5'11" senior. Number 5, Eddie Bonstell. He's a 5'11" sophomore. Number 10, Shane Lewis, a 5'11" junior. Number 11, Hunter Grills. He's a 5'8" senior. Number 12, Derek Taylor. He's a 6'3" senior. Number 14, Garrett Hall, 6'1" senior. Number 22, Gabriel Hill. He's a 6'4" sophomore. Number 24, Jake Reimel, 5'11" junior. Number 44, Garrick Hill. He is a 6'6" senior. And number 54, Trevor Anthony, also a 6'6" senior. Head coach for Elsberry is Chad Hopkins. Assistant coach is wow. I guess my dyslexia is showing through. Head coach is Chad Twellman. Getting ahead of myself in reading here. Assistant coach is Andrew Hopkins. Athletic director for Elsberry is Chad Twellman. All right, for the Warrenton boys team. On the roster tonight is number 1, Sam Tongus. He's a 6'2" junior. Number 2, Travis Tobin. He's a 5'11" junior. Number 3, Nolan Schmiel. He's a 6'1" junior. Number 5, Brett Smith, 5'8" junior. Number 10, Archie Pierce, 5'11" junior. Number 11, Brady Nelson, 6' senior. Number 12, Curtis Taylor Sissel, 6'1" senior. Number 15, Jake Tonoli. He's a 5'10" senior. Number 20, Blaine Prenger. He is a 6'3" senior. Number 25, Garrison Hibbs, 6' senior. Number 31, CJ Schwart. He is a 6'7" senior. And I don't have a number for Dylan Smith, but he's a 5'11" junior. Warrenton's coached by Mark Thomas and assisted by Ryan Coons and Dallas Stapp. Have just under 3 minutes remaining until the start of this game. This game's getting a little bit of a late start because the girls' game went a little bit longer than normal. Not really sure why it did. It just was a little slower paced. There was a lot of fouls. I guess that takes up a lot of the time right there, but here it is, 7:15 in the evening. This game was supposed to start at 7. But I guess nobody has to get up early in the morning. Tomorrow being Thanksgiving. I know I intend to eat a whole bunch of turkey and ham and pie and cake and anything else I can stuff in my mouth. So with about 2 minutes remaining, we're going to take a break here.
and this local radio station.
Hey, hon, what are you doing up so early?
Oh, I'm just getting ready to take care of some stuff with the bank.
The bank? I surely hope you're going to get dressed first. You'd get some pretty weird looks showing up in your robe and fuzzy slippers.
I'm not going to the bank. I'm doing it all right here from home using People's Bank and Trust online banking and bill pay service. I can check our account balances, transfer money, make a loan payment, and even pay bills, all from the comfort of my pajamas. Best of all, it's free.
Banking in your pajamas. Now, if we could only get the grocery store to deliver.
Start banking online today by visiting us online at www.pbtc.net. People's Bank and Trust. Hometown banking the way it should be. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Okay, we are back, and they have called both teams into the sidelines. And I imagine right about now they're going to be giving out the starting lineups. And as I hear the announcer, that's exactly what they're going to do. See who the starting lineup is for Elsberry. Number 2, Nathan Reed is a starter. Starting also, number 4, Stephen Bodecker. Number 24, Jake Reimel. Number 44, Garrick Hill. And Trevor Anthony, number 54, rounds out the starters for Elsberry. Now starting for Warrenton. Number 1, Sam Tungus. Number 2, Travis Tobin. Number 15, Jake Tonoli. Number 11, Brady Nelson. And number 20, Blaine Prenger. Okay, Warrenton's not making it easy at all for me tonight because their numbers are a lot harder to see. They have red outlines on the white uniforms and the number is white. It's just, can't see it quite as well as I can the Elsberry numbers, which I don't need near as much. Okay, here we go with the tip. Goes to Warrenton. Okay, bringing it up court. Ball's out at the top of the key to Travis Tobin. And the ball is thrown out of bounds by Warrenton. Elsberry's ball. Jake Reimel's going to be throwing it in. Stephen Bodecker's bringing the ball up the court. Oh, stolen by Warrenton and taken to the house. That was first blood drawn by Warrenton. Garrick Hill at the top of the key. Got it into, got it in. Oh, another fast break for Warrenton. And just like that, it is 4-0 Warrenton. Elsberry needs to settle down just a little bit. Garrick Hill at the top of the key with a bad pass. And there went Nathan Reed, just throwing up a prayer, but he was fouled on the way up, so he'll have 2 shots. Warrenton early in this game playing very aggressive. And first free throw is good. Cuts the deficit 4-1. second free throw is no good, and Sam Tongas was up there about 10 feet to get that rebound. Here's a three-point attempt, no good. Rebounded by Warrenton, and number 20, that is Blaine Prenger, gets the rebound and gets the ball back in. Okay, with all of that going on, Elsberry was able to get a timeout. They needed that timeout. They need to settle down. They haven't even had a chance to get out of control yet, and they're already out of control. So as we watch the cheerleaders doing their gymnastics out there, there's the buzzer that says, get back in the game. And nobody seems to be paying any attention to it. So Nathan Reed's going to take it out of bounds. He's throwing it into Stephen Bodecker. He's going to bring it up the court, rest of the way to court. Over to Reimel, and that ball was tipped. Garrick Hill up and no good. And that ball went out of bounds to Warrenton. They get the ball up the court. And Garrick Hill broke that one up. There's Reed over to Reimel. He takes it back out, and Stephen Bodecker for a three-pointer, and it's good. That cuts it to 6-4. And Warrenton tried to speed things up too much there, and they stepped out of bounds. Elsberry's ball. Nathan Reed, Nathan Reed telegraphed his pass. Oh, there was going to be a foul on Reed. I think there was a lot of frustration there. Shooting foul, so at the line for Warrenton is number 1, Sam Tongas. And his free throw's good. Couple of changes for Warrenton between free throws. Second free throw is good. That takes the score 8-4. And here's Bodecker coming up the court, and there was a reach in by Tongas. So Elsberry gets the ball out of bounds. Reimel into Bodecker. Over to Reed. They get it into Hill at the top of the key. Back to Reed. And they called a traveling there. I'm not even sure who had possession of the ball, but it's going to Warrenton. They get the ball over to number 15, and that's Jake Tanoli. Whistle. See what they call here. Pushing foul. That foul is on Trevor Anthony. His first. 2 team fouls each. Here's Brett Smith with the ball for Warrenton. Passing it over to Brady Nelson. They get it into Sam Tongas, and he couldn't get the ball up and in. Nathan Reed coming up the court, and he's got to pass to Bodecker with a three-point attempt, and it was no good. Warrenton with the rebound. Three-point attempt by Tongas, and it's good. So Garrick Hill has the ball at the top of the key. Warrenton's putting a lot of pressure on, and it's what happens when they put a lot of pressure on. Elsberry throws away the pass. There was a three-point attempt by Warrenton, no good. And here we go with Trevor Anthony right up the middle. Easy layup, 2 points. Sam Tongas with the ball. Back out to Nelson. Over to Brett Smith. Wanting to set up a play. And there's Nelson with the ball on the perimeter. There was a three-pointer. That was Jake Tonoli. Well, so far, Warrenton can hit those outside shots. Ball almost on back court. Nathan Reed handling the ball, and see what they say here. About foul was on number 5, Brett Smith, his first. Nathan Reed comes out, Jake Reimel comes out, Bonstell's coming in, and who else came in? Gabriel Hill. And here we go in with Garrick Hill, and he's got 2 points. He forced it in. Both teams putting some pressure on. Cross-court pass for Warrenton. Three-point attempt, no good. And they called a foul there. Called a foul on Trevor Anthony, pushing off. So Warrenton gets the ball underneath. That's his second foul. And he takes a seat, and Jake Reimel comes in. Ball is out on the perimeter. And, okay, Hill with the rebound after an unsuccessful shot by Warrenton. And another foul. Who's this on? It's 14 fouls on Warrenton already. Let's see, number 31, it's C.J. Schwartz. It's on the perimeter outside to Bonds. Warrenton is just stealing these passes right and left. That foul is going to be on Bodecker, I believe. Yep, Stephen Bodecker, first foul. It sends Garrison Hibbs to the line, I think, 20. Shot was no good, yeah, 25, it's Garrison Hibbs. Ready for his second shot. Follows up and bounces out. Hill with the rebound and throws it away. Pass was intended for Nathan Reed. So Warrenton gets the ball back with the 14-8 lead. A little over 2.5 minutes remaining in the first period. Five seconds they called. Jake Reimel's able to keep enough pressure on him. He couldn't get rid of that ball, and he got the 5-second call on him. So here's Nathan Reed coming up the court. Over to Reimel, back out to the top. And there was a long pass to Hill, and he couldn't handle it. So Warrenton has the ball again coming up the court. Elsberry is just playing a little sloppy right now. And Warrenton driving the baseline, and pretty shot goes up and in. Bonstell has the ball. Back to Reed. Three-point attempt. And it's good. Warrenton quickly back up the court. And my camera decided to fall. And here's Hill in with an easy layup, 2 points. There's Warrenton for a 3-point shot, and it bounces out, but they get their own rebound. Okay, that foul was on Nathan Reed. It's his second foul. A lot of fouls going on in this first quarter. Ball thrown in, and easy shot from under the basket for Warrenton. So here comes Nathan Reed up the court again. A little half-court pressure coming from Warrenton. Got the ball into Hill, and he drives it in and puts it up, and the ball bounces out, would not go in for him. Warrenton back up the court. Jake Tonoli with a 3-point, and no good. Ball is out of bounds to Warrenton. Warrenton has it under their basket. Driving the baseline, and there is Tongas with another 3-pointer. That young man can shoot the 3-pointers. I'm sorry, that was Jake Tonoli. Oh, and look at that. There was Hunter Grills right there all by himself. Easy 2 points. Half-minute remaining in the first quarter. Score is Warrenton 21, Elsberry 15. Another 3-point attempt, and it is good. That's Jake Tonoli. Warrenton can hit their threes. Got the ball out to Nathan Reed for 3. No good. Warrenton with the rebound. 9 seconds remaining. And there was a 3-point attempt again, no good. And that's the end of the first quarter. Score is Warrenton 24, Elsberry 15. Let's take a break.
The score of any athletic event is generally forgotten over time, but the actions of players, coaches, and spectators leave lasting impressions. The next time you attend a high school game, think of how history will remember you. Choose good sportsmanship and help rekindle the spirit of citizenship. Remember, the lessons you teach today will help develop better citizens in our communities for tomorrow. This message has been brought to you by your friends at the Missouri State High School Activities Association and this local radio station.
You're listening to the Indian Sports Network, courtesy of the Elsberry Democrat. Log on to www.elsberrydemocrat.com today.
Tonight's game is not only a competitive contest between these two schools, but it's also an educational experience for the students involved. Because high school activities are about learning life values, your friends at this local radio station and the Missouri State High School Activities Association remind everyone to do their part in keeping our hometown sports a positive experience for everyone. When you attend your next game, do your part to help rekindle the spirit of citizenship by showing good sportsmanship. You'll be teaching a positive lesson, and you'll be preserving a proud tradition in the state of Missouri.
Okay, as we begin the second quarter, ball is into Stephen Bodecker now. He gets it up at the top of the key to Hill. Back to Reed. And Trevor Anthony with the rebound, and it's in. Warrenton quickly up the court. driving the baseline is Sam Tongas, and he's fouled. That foul is on Garrick Hill. That's his first. Tongas at the line with 2 shots. First one is in. Second one rolls in for him. Nathan Reed bringing it up the court. A little half-court pressure by Warrenton. Stephen Bodecker tries to drive through and draws a foul. That foul is on Curtis Taylor. Oh, Nathan Reed with the ball at half court. Gets it into Garrick Hill. He passes it off and it bounces back to him, but he's got the 2 points. And that pass was broken up by Trevor Anthony. I'll get the names right here eventually. By the end of the season, I'll know them all. Cross-court pass for Warrenton, and the ball stolen by Garrick Hill to Nathan Reed, and he's up, and the shot is no good, but he does draw the foul. Didn't get the camera moved that time. First time I messed up on that. I was just priding myself on getting better. Reed at the line, first shot is good. Ready for his second shot. And it's good. Cuts the score to 26-21. Trevor Anthony was close to being injured. He went through the bench. He's lucky he was not hurt on that. Ball out of bounds to Warrenton. Little head fake there by Warrenton, and there is a foul on Trevor Anthony. That is his third foul with 6.5 remaining in the first half, and Trevor Anthony's already got 3 fouls. So he is sitting down, and Stephen Bodecker's coming in. Meanwhile, Jake Tonoli's at the line with his first free throw is good. Second free throw rolls in. Here comes Nathan Reed up the court. Warrenton still keeping half-court pressure on. Ball outside to Bodecker. They got the ball inside to Hill, and he sends it back outside again. Nathan Reed was tripped up. And that foul is on Sam Tongas, that hot three-point shooting player. That's his third foul. I'm sure Warrenton doesn't want him out of the game. Free throw's no good. Nathan Reed for a three-pointer, and it's no good. And a ball saved, and it comes back into Elsberry. And what did they call here? They called that foul on Elsberry. See who they called that on. They called that on Jake Reimel. That's his first. At the line is Travis Tobin. And it's good. Warrenton can hit their free throws. And that is huge in a game. 8-point lead for Warrenton, 29-21. Just under 6 minutes remaining in the first half. Second point is good. So here we go with Nathan Reed coming up the court. He's passing over to Bodecker, over to Reimel. And that ball is knocked out of bounds. Warrenton's ball out of bounds. Elsberry just needs to calm down. Over into the corner, and three-point is no good. Stephen Bodecker had the rebound, but it was taken away from him. There's an alley-oop, and it is good. See who that was. That was C.J. Schwartz. Got the ball into Hill. Nathan Reed back. Intended for Bodecker, and just a bad pass. Elsberry just can't seem to do anything right now. And they call a timeout to talk it over. Not sure what all they're going to be saying in there because they're just making a lot of bad passes. They can't seem to hit their shots from underneath. That was their trouble the other night against Winfield, in my opinion, was they couldn't hit their shots underneath. They ended up winning that game. And then Monday night when they played MMA, they were hitting their shots from underneath. They had a good percentage of shots underneath and ended up losing that game just because they fell apart in the last minute of the game. So Elsberry goes back out onto the court. Looking pretty frustrated right now. Still with 5:19 remaining in the first half. No need to be frustrated yet. There's still a lot of game left. Just hunker down and play harder. Warrenton brings it up the court. No pressure at all by Elsberry. Reed attempted a steal. And okay, they reversed that. That was a really bad call. They called that white ball, and it was obviously off of Warrenton. There's Jake Reimel has it down underneath, and Nathan Reed for three, and no good. That ball went off of Jake Reimel's face, and that Elsberry retains possession of the ball. They get it back out to Reed, and his three-pointer is off. I'm sorry, that was Stephen Bodecker. That foul was against Jake Reimel. That's his second. Takes Travis Tobin to the line for a 1-and-1. And that ball went straight in there. And the second one was good. Warrenton with a 13-point lead. Under 5 minutes remaining in the first half. Jake Reimel trying to work his way in. Threw the ball up, and it just wasn't there. And there was a layup for Brady Nelson. Ball pushed up the court. Garrick Hill going in, and shot was no good, but he did draw the foul. Elsberry's just not getting anything to happen good for him tonight. Hill at the line for two. I'm sorry, that was a one-on-one, and here's Warrenton driving up, and it's falling in. Everything Warrenton puts towards the basket goes in. Ball kicked outside to Bonstel, over to Hill in the middle, and there's Jake Reimel. See what they're going to call here. Okay, they called a foul. I was afraid they were going to get him for 3 seconds. That foul was on Travis Topin. It's his first. So here's Jake Reimel to the line with a 1-and-1. I'm sorry, he's not getting any of these right. He had 2 shots coming, but he misses the first one. Second shot, no good. Warrenton with the rebound. Ball knocked out of bounds by Nathan Reed. Stays with Warrenton. There's some pressure here by Elsberry, but Warrenton just takes it right in. There was C.J. Schwartz with an easy layup, 2 points. Miscommunication there on Elsberry. They're just falling apart right now. Elsberry bringing Trevor Anthony back in, playing with 3 fouls. Ball is out of bounds to Elsberry, though. It's into Nathan Reed. He's at top of the key, back to Bonstel, over to Hill. They're out on the perimeter. And there was a pass stolen. And then restolen again. And Trevor Anthony slid, that's Nathan Reed. Slid across the floor, so there's an easy traveling call. Warrenton has the ball out of bounds. Little trouble getting it in, but then they run it up the court. Coming up with a layup, and it didn't go in, but it's out of bounds against Elsberry. Hill was the last one to touch it. Warrenton with the ball under the basket. They take it out on the perimeter, and there's a 3-point attempt. That was Brett Smith with a 3-point attempt, and it missed everything and went out of bounds. So here we are with Nathan Reed bringing it up along with Bonstel. A little bit of half-court pressure, and Warrenton did get the ball tipped. But Elsberry's maintaining possession. Warrenton with a 19-point lead. 3 minutes, a little over 3 minutes remaining in the half. Jump ball. Warrenton is just absolutely outplaying Elsberry at every facet of this game. Ball outside of the perimeter. 3-pointer is good. That was Jake Tonoli. Stephen Bodecker with the ball, passed in between 2, and they broke it up, and that was Hunter Grills. Tried to take it in, and he was fouled. So he's in with 2 shots. And the first free throw is no good. Gabriel Hill is on the sidelines getting ready to come in. Second shot up for Grills, and it's short. But the rebound comes to Elsberry. Bodecker with the ball, and he's trapped, but he gets it out to Grills. And the ball is just stolen by Warrenton. Layup was no good, but the foul was called on Eddie Bonstel. 2 shots from here on out. And there's a rare free throw miss for Warrenton. Reed and Hill coming in the game. Second free throw is also no good. Rebound came to Reed. Get the ball on the baseline. Forces his way up, but they called an offensive foul, I guess, there. Warrenton with the ball out of bounds, enjoying a 22-point lead. 2 minutes remaining in the first half. Warrenton playing a perimeter game now. Here's a three-point attempt. No good, but they get their own rebound. Here's another three-pointer. And that foul was against Warrenton. Nathan Reed brings it up the court. There's Eddie Bonstel out at the perimeter. Gets it into Bodecker, and Gabriel Hill tried for the shot and couldn't get it, but Warrenton travels after the rebound. Ball comes back to Elsberry. Bonstel has it out of bounds. Warrenton making a couple of substitutions. Bonstel throws it in over the head of Hill, but he managed to pull it in, and he gets the 2 points and a foul. That foul was against Pringer. It's his second foul. So that takes Garrick Hill to the line. Garrick Hill has 8 points tonight. And the free throw was way off. Warrenton rebounds. Driving the baseline and 2 points. That was Brett Smith. Elsberry bringing it up. Nathan Reed, and it's kicked out. See what they are calling here. That foul was on Nathan Reed. Looks like they're having a bit of a discussion down there, finding out why they called that foul on him. And I'm sure the referee has a reason. But that brings up Travis Tobin to the line. His first one is up and good. Second one up is no good. Elsberry gets the rebound. That's Gabriel Hill with the Gets it over to Garrick Hill, and he is fouled. Garrick Hill to the line. 2 shots. Score is Warrenton 46. Elsberry with half of that at 23. First shot is no good. I don't know what Elsberry's free throw percentage is tonight, but it's got to be .00 something. Second shot is good. That's 9 points for Garrick Hill tonight so far. Warrenton with the ball out of bounds with 1 minute and 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. A little bit of pressure going on from Elsberry, but not a whole lot. And they fancy passing, and Warrenton gets the 2 points. Elsberry's just flat-footed on defense. There's Gabriel Hill with the ball, takes it in, and 2 points. Warrenton's just driving everything and then going after the threes. Wow, they can hit their threes. That foul was on Brett Smith. That's his third. Free throw is good for Stephen Bodecker. Cody Thornhill's coming in. Jake Reimel's coming out. Nathan Reed's coming out, and Eddie Bonstell's coming in. Bodecker up for his second shot, and it's good. I think it's the first time tonight they've hit both free throws. Warrenton pushes it up the court, goes in for a layup, and it's not there. Bonstell with the rebound, and he's bringing it back up the court. And it's just, everything Elsberry does is just a little out of control. And that buzzer ends the first half of this ball game. For Elsberry, a very ugly game. Warrenton's shooting percentage is really high. I don't know what it is, but it's high. But at the end of the first half, it's Warrenton 51, Elsberry 28. So let's listen to a few commercials. I know that'll thrill you.
People's Bank and Trust invites everyone to come to the game, the high school sports games that are going on right now. All area teams have put a great amount of effort and time in to perfect their skills, and they are ready to play. Support the community schools and students by cheering them on to a great season of games. People's Bank and Trust proudly supports the area teams and looks forward to seeing you each and every game.
Whether it's balls and strikes, fouls, or flags, your referees and game officials are a vital part of high school athletics. If you've ever tried your hand at officiating, you know how hard these men and women work, and you certainly know that they would never miss a call intentionally. Keep these things in mind as you attend sporting events. After all, respecting officials and authority figures is one of the most valuable lessons that we could teach our students. This message has been brought to you by your friends at this local radio station and the Missouri State High School Activities Association. You know, the people pulling the strings are usually hard to reach in today's mega bank world. But here at People's Bank and Trust, you deal with the decision maker. At our community bank, which is what good banking relationships are all about, we all live and work right here. With us, you pull the strings. We're People's Bank and Trust. Troy, Hawk Point, Winfield, O'Fallon, Elsberry, and Bowling Green. Financial security right here at home. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Since 1995, Heartland Restoration has specialized in all types of masonry repairs, concrete restoration, above and below grade waterproofing, snow removal, epoxy joint repair or replacement, and all types of floor coatings. Our mission is to serve you with over 35 years of experience, someone you can trust to do the job right the first time. If you have a project, big or small, please give us a call. Heartland Restoration, 314-993-6377.
Here at People's Bank and Trust, new technology improves our lives. We all know that. But when it comes to your money, wouldn't you just as soon deal with real people rather than recordings and electronics fingerprinting of the mega banks? We put technology to work so we can have more time for you. We're your community bank. People's Bank and Trust. Troy, Hawk Point, Winfield, O'Fallon, Elsberry, and Bowling Green. Financial security right here at home. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Everybody knows that high school sports generate suspense, excitement, and drama.
They also generate higher grade point averages, stronger work habits, and greater self-esteem.
Everybody knows that high school sports give us more value for our entertainment dollar.
They also give us leaders committed to strengthening communities right here in Missouri. The true value of playing sports in school can't be measured in wins and losses or dollars and cents. Studies show that participation in sports, along with other extracurricular activities, is one of the best ways to teach leadership, cooperation, accountability, and other invaluable life skills. Don't just stand on the sidelines. Encourage the young people you know to get in the game. When you do, you'll be helping them get ahead in life. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Missouri State High School Activities Association and the Missouri Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association. These days, the concept of value matters more than ever. And you'd be hard-pressed to find a better value than high school sports. Extracurricular activities, including sports, make up about 2% of the budget for a typical Missouri high school. In return, participation in sports promotes citizenship and sportsmanship. Sports also instill a sense of community pride and teach lifelong lessons about cooperation and self-discipline. They encourage physical fitness. They produce community leaders. By offering so many benefits to the community for such a small percentage of a school's overall budget, It's easy to see why high school sports are one of the best bargains around. The real cost would come from not having them at all. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Missouri State High School Activities Association and the Missouri Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Are you familiar with or have you experienced water damage in your business or home? Even if the damage is small, repairs can be very costly, not to mention the unpleasant sight and smell of the damaged area. It's okay. Heartland Restoration is here to help. Give us a chance on your next project. Call 314-993-6377 today.
Ever wonder where your hard-earned money goes when you deposit it? It stays here, at home, to help make living here what we've all come to expect. We've got everything the mega banks do, but we've made a commitment to our community. So when you're looking for the right bank, see People's Bank and Trust. Troy, Hawk Point, Winfield, O'Fallon, Elsberry, and Bowling Green. Financial security right here at home. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
It may not require a textbook, but it's filled with valuable lessons. It may not take place in a classroom, but it's an ideal environment for learning. It may not involve a diploma, but it can help prepare Missouri's young people for life. It's high school sports. High school sports can play a critical role in a student's overall education. In fact, studies show that students that participate in high school sports are more likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in their academic lives.
And we are back now for the second half of this basketball game between the hometown Warrenton Warriors and the visiting Elsberry Indians. Just like we left it at the end of the first half, the score is 51-28 in favor of Warrenton. Elsberry has not played a good game tonight. They've been sloppy on passes. The ball just doesn't seem to want to go in. They can't hit the free throws. And I'm sure they heard all about that in the locker room at halftime. But in the meantime, we're getting ready to play. Looks like Elsberry's going to be taking the ball out of bounds. Nathan Reed will have the ball to throw in to, looks like probably Jake Reimel. And that's exactly what happened. Reimel's bringing it up. He gets it over to Trevor Anthony. He takes it inside. There was a three-point attempt by Nathan Reed, and it was no good. Reed's in again, and he gets the ball inside to Garrick Hill, and he better be getting rid of it. Yeah, there we go. And here's it outside to Nathan Reed, and it is no good. There was a foul on. That was a foul on Warrenton, Jake Tonoli. Elsberry has it out of bounds. Ball knocked out of bounds again, stays with Elsberry. Jake Reimel to throw it in. Gets it into Trevor Anthony right under the basket. Out to Hill, and he takes it up, and it just won't go in. Trevor Anthony again underneath. The ball was knocked up and in. I'm not sure who got the points there. And just a bad pass there. Elsberry had the ball and tried to go down court. And Warrenton just intercepted it. There's a three-point attempt by Sam Tongas, and he missed it. Here's 2 points up for Warrenton, and that hits. And there's Trevor Anthony taking it to the house. Warrenton back down, cross-court pass out, and here's three-point attempt for Warrenton, and it's off. Okay, after all of that, Trevor Anthony came up with the ball, gets it over to Nathan Reed. He brings it up the court and passed it right to Warrenton. That foul is on Reed. And that's his 4th foul. See who we have at the line here. I can't see his number. But the first one's good. Still can't see his number. The numbers are just very hard to read. Second one's up, and it rolls in. That's the way it's been going for Warrenton most of the night. Those roll in, and Elsberry's roll out. And there's Hill up the middle. And that ball goes to Warrenton. Just out of control. Baseline drive, three-point shot, and it's good. And that is Sam Tongas with the three-pointer. I don't know how many he's had tonight, but he's had a bunch. Ball telegraphed right to Warrenton, and now they look like they're playing volleyball. Foul is on Travis Tobin. Second of the game for him. The second team foul for Warrenton. Trevor Anthony has the ball in, out to Gabriel Hill, and they called him for traveling. Elsberry's just not doing anything right tonight. Nothing is working out for him. And here's a three-point attempt. That was on Brady Nelson, but they get their own rebound, and that was Tonoli takes it in strong with 2 points. And Elsberry throws the ball away. Timeout Elsberry. They need it. Trevor Anthony showing a little bit of displeasure coming into the bench. .454 remaining in the third quarter. Score is now Warrenton 60, Elsberry 32. So Warrenton enjoying a 28-point lead. Don't know if this is a full timeout or 30-second timeout. Seems like they're going a long time if it's only a 30-second. Warrenton already has 2 players that are in double figures. Sam Tongas has 14 points. And Jake Tonoli has 15 points. Elsberry is being led by Garrick Hill with 9 points. And Warrenton has the ball out of bounds. They'll be taking it up the court. A little bit of half-court pressure by Bonstell. Warrenton's playing a perimeter game. They can do that because they have some three-point shooters. There was a drive up the baseline, and I believe 31 is going to be called with a foul. Yes, that is the case. That is C.J. Schwartz. Garrick Hill had the ball and tried to go through and was tripped up. That's 3 on Schwartz. Now Gabriel Hill has the ball back to Garrick Hill. Miscommunications all over the place. And the ball was out of bounds. Goes to Elsberry. Just a bad pass by Warrenton then. So Hill's going to throw it into Hill. Tried an alley-oop, and it just went right through the fingers of Trevor Anthony. Like I said, everything Elsberry's trying tonight is not working. Schwartz goes right up the middle and banks it in. Eddie Bonstell has it on the outside and bounces the ball off to Warrenton. What happened here? Another timeout. 3:35 remaining in the third quarter. The score is Warrenton 62, Elsberry 32. Warrenton enjoying their 30-point lead. See if we can finish a commercial out. Nope, better not try it. There was the buzzer saying, "Get your tails out here." Big difference in this game has been the three-point shooting of Warrenton. Couple that with the very sloppy playing of Elsberry, and that gives you a 30-point lead. Warrenton's bringing it up the court slowly. And Jake Tonoli just takes it right up the middle and doesn't make it. So here we go with Elsberry coming up the court. Jake Reimel on the outside. Here's Trevor Anthony. And he stepped on the line. Absolutely nothing is working. See what they called here. Because there's a lot of fouling going on out there. They're just picking one or two here to call. That's call was on Trevor Anthony. That's his 4th foul. All right. Elsberry stole the ball, and Garrick Hill was trying to go up. Hill has the ball inbounds, back to Jake Reimel. And he's taking it right in. And he's fouled on the layup attempt. That foul is on Schwartz, and that's 4 on him. Jake Reimel's first shot is good. And second shot is good. Warrenton's bringing it up the court. And they get it down low and right into the hands of Gabriel Hill. Garrick Hill takes it on the inside to Trevor Anthony, and he's good at the baseline. 2 points, Anthony. Three-pointer, no good. Garrick Hill with the rebound. Ball outside to Hunter Grills. He gets it into Anthony, and then it's outside to Garrick Hill, and he just drives in the left side. And 2 points and the foul. That foul was against Pringer. That's his third. So Garrick Hill is on the line for one shot. And it rolls out. Warrenton with the rebound. Keeping the ball out on the perimeter. Stoppage in play. I'm not sure what that was. Well, there was a foul on somebody because they got it. Warrenton has it out of bounds. So it was on Jake Reimel. It's his third foul. Three-point attempt, and it is good. Jake Reimel tries to drive it in. Trevor Anthony has it into Hunter Grills, and he couldn't get it to fall in. Then Jake Reimel couldn't get it to fall in. And here goes Warrenton with an easy layup. Jake Tonoli. Stephen Bodecker with the ball back to Hill. And their passes, Warrenton is just knowing exactly which pass is going where. That foul was on Jake Tonoli. That's his third foul. Sends Trevor Anthony to the line. I believe this will be a 1-and-1. I don't believe he was shooting then. Warrenton with a whole lot of changes going on. Okay, Anthony at the line. Shot is up, and it is no good. Warrenton with the rebound. And ball stolen by Elsberry. Trevor Anthony with it, and he gets it up to Hill, back to Anthony. Back to Gabriel Hill. They called an offensive. He put his elbow right in his face. That's Gabriel Hill's first foul. 34 seconds remaining in the third quarter. And this quarter hasn't looked any better for Elsberry than the first two quarters did. Warrenton driving to the line, but we have a foul. And that foul was on Jake Reimel. That's his fourth. So he's going to be playing the rest of the game on eggshells. See who they call that foul on. Yep, that was on Jake Reimel. That's his fifth. So he's not playing it on eggshells anymore. He's out of the game in the third quarter, fouled out. So now we have Cody Thornhill coming in to take his place. That is just typical for this game tonight for Elsberry. Warrenton gets the ball in. They get the ball in, the shot is up and good, and they also draw the foul. That foul's on Gabriel Hill, that's his second. Warrenton gets their own rebound. And another foul on Gabriel Hill. That's his third. He's had 3 fouls in about the last minute. Bring Schmiel to the line. And his shot is no good. I'm sorry, that was not Schmiel. That was C.J. Schwartz. Like I said, these numbers for Warrenton are really hard to read. And a second shot's no good. See what they're calling it. They called a timeout. Warrenton had a little bit of possession of it, and they were able to get the timeout in there, so they'll retain possession. .4 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Warrenton Warriors 69, Elsberry Indians 38. 31-point lead for Warrenton. Elsberry just can't get anything to happen good tonight. The shots aren't going in. They don't seem to draw the fouls. And their passing has been horrendous, and their free throws have been horrendous. Three-point attempt, and it is good. That was Brett Smith. And that's the end of the third quarter.
You know, the people pulling the strings are usually hard to reach in today's mega bank world. But here at People's Bank and Trust, you deal with the decision maker. At our community bank, which is what good banking relationships are all about. We all live and work right here. With us, you pull the strings. We're People's Bank and Trust. Troy, Hawk Point, Winfield, O'Fallon, Elsberry, and Bowling Green. Financial security right here at home. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
So here we are back for the beginning of the fourth quarter. 8 minutes remaining in this game. I think Elsberry would like to just get this game over with. There's not much to recap in the first 3 quarters. Nothing has gone right for Elsberry. And Warrenton has looked pretty darn good. Like I said just a few minutes ago, Elsberry shots are not falling from the paint. Their perimeter shot, well, they haven't taken very many perimeter shots. But here we go with Warrenton. And they're able to get the ball in, and outside shot. Ball just ball just bouncing around and falls into Warrenton's hands every time, and they just had an easy shot from underneath. And that was Garrick Hill driving in, and he was fouled, so he'll go to the line. First shot up, no good. Second shot. And it rolls out. Once again, that is just so typical of Elsberry tonight. And there's another foul on Gabriel Hill. That's 5 on Hill, I believe. They only have it up on the scoreboard as 4. Maybe it is only 4. Meanwhile, Warrenton's free throw is good. 75-38. Second one rolls out. And there was Garrick Hill with the rebound, and Nathan Reed brings it up over to Hunter Grillis. Hill tried driving the baseline. Nathan Reed with a three-point attempt, and no good. See what this call is. That call was on Trevor Anthony. I believe that's his 5th. Yep, Trevor Anthony's out. I said, just when I didn't realize they did this, they have a running clock. And in the meantime, Sam Tongas hits his first free throw. 76-38, 38-point lead for Warrenton. So I guess somewhere in this score triggered the running clock. And that ball rims out. Garrick Hill with the rebound. Nathan Reed on the outside. And he drives. And he had it stuffed. So now Warrenton back with the ball. And they drive in. Who we got here that made that rebound? That was Shane Lewis. Nathan Reed underneath, being pushed all over the place. They eventually called a foul. So that'll send Nathan Reed to the line. And that was Schwartz with the foul, and that's his 5th. It's a good thing they have a running clock, otherwise there's not going to be any players left out here to play. 3.5 minutes remaining in this game. Nathan Reed's first shot is good. Second shot up, and it's good. Warrenton with the ball out of bounds. 3 minutes remaining in the game. Bonstell putting a little pressure on him. Take it out to the perimeter. Still out at the perimeter. And wow, they saved that from being backcourt. That was just good athleticism. And look at that. Almost a stuff. So Eddie Bonstell has the ball now out at the top of the key. Gets it over to Hunter Grills. Inside to Hill. Back out to Stephen Bodecker. There's Hill looking. Grills is looking for a three, but he decides to drive it in, and he hit a brick wall. But a foul was called. Under 2 minutes remaining in this game. Scores Warrenton 78, Elsberry 40. And the ball hits the rim, rolls around, and dies. Garrett Hall in the game now for the first time. Second shot by Grills is up and bounces around and does not fall in. The story of Elsberry tonight. Just over a minute remaining in the game. And offensive rebounds all over the place for Warrenton. But they've got all the height right now. That was Shane Lewis with the foul, his first, because he just now came in the game. Warrenton with the free throw. 79-40. Under 30 seconds remaining in the game. Second free throw is good. 80-40. So Elsberry's going to have one last try. Grills has the ball. He's driving in, takes the shot, and it's no good. 5 seconds remaining in the game. Warrenton has the ball. They're just going to hold on to it. And that, my friends, is the end of the game. That was not a pretty game for Elsberry. Can't even call that a tough loss because they just did not play a good game. Warrenton outplayed Elsberry on every aspect of this game. But they just need to put this behind them and get ready for the Winfield tournament coming up next week. I believe the boys will be playing, let me pull my calendar out here. The boys will be playing first at 8 o'clock. They'll be playing it Tuesday night at 8 o'clock, the 27th next week. And who are they playing first? Okay, they are playing Winfield at Winfield Tournament. And the girls, on the other hand, will be playing Monday night at 5 o'clock. And they will be playing Christian High School, who they just beat last week. So we're just going to have to see what happens there. So be sure and join in again next week, Monday night at 5 o'clock from Winfield, Missouri, where I'll be broadcasting the girls' game. And once again tonight, very ugly game for Elsberry. But, like I said, they just need to put it behind them. And we go on from there. So, signing off for the Indian Sports Network, this is Kenny Masterson. And I will see you Monday night. Good night.